currently live in Emporium in the Philippines. I want to say magandang umaga ho sa inyo lahat. And for the people in the US watching this live at the Emporium, good evening, everybody. Thank you for taking the time to at least check it out. Check us out. Emporium is a unique US based, the first of its kind. Okay, the first of its kind. It's a Philippine-made and inspired product showroom and global business center. And its purpose is to create awareness as well as sales opportunities for Philippine-made products, services, and investments in the U.S. market. And Emporium is actually a physical place. Like I said, that's where I'm at right now. It's located at 3250 Wilshire Boulevard, number 602 in Los Angeles, California. So if you want to come and visit, please do so. We welcome you. Just go ahead and let us know when you're coming. Thank you. But what the Live Emporium is, this is one of the tools that we use to create the awareness, the sales opportunities by people watching, and hopefully organically, or what we're doing on social media is reaching other people. And I think it is. At the end of the day, what we want is that awareness creation. Okay, so that's what Live at the Emporium is. And today it is packed full of amazing stuff. Welcome. I'd like to welcome all of you to Inspiring Pop-Up Event Vendors. Join us for a heartwarming 1-hour journey as we celebrate the triumphs and community love fostered by these incredible vendors. Hello, everyone. My name is Ferdinand Soriano, and I am the co-founder of Emporium and your host for this special edition of Live at the Emporium. And for those who have never heard of Emporium, let me go ahead and briefly explain. What Emporium is, it's the first of its kind, U.S.-based, Philippine-made, and inspired product showroom and global business center. Its monumental task is to create awareness and sales opportunity, not just awareness, but sales opportunities for Philippine-made products, services, and investments in the U.S. market. Now, this is a special edition of Live at the Emporium. Now, we're doing this particular show to collaborate and uplift, empower Philippine entrepreneurs, or I should say Phil-Am entrepreneurs that participate in the Sama Kana events. And for those who've never heard of Sama Kana event, Sama Kana, it's a pop-up event, group or caravan where they go around basically all over Southern California and bringing to you food and non-food vendors. Now, like I said, the Sama Kana events were organized due to some of the hardship that people were experiencing, throughout the time at the pandemic. And this particular group, they are a pioneer in the SoCal caravan world with a unique concept, like I said, of bringing food and non-food vendors to different cities in Southern California. Now, each of the vendors that we interview have such inspiring stories that Emporium need to really showcase, because a lot of time, many times people go to these events, they look at the vendor, they see the vendors, great food, but sometimes the real good stuff, not just the food or the product they serve, or the people serving the food or creating these products that they sell at these pop-up events. So we saw the opportunity to bring a showcase or a light to these entrepreneurs, and that's why we're doing these and collaborating with the Sama Kana event organizers. Now, stories, we need to tell these things, and it's not just about what they sell, right? But it's exactly how they do it and why they do it, and how they strive to create opportunities for themselves, their families, and also contribute to their community. So there's a lot that we can all learn from the people that do pop-up events, not just an event they go to, but a lot of people. There's so many varying stories that can be pretty inspiring, and Emporium is very proud to try to bring them together. Now, these are also vendors, but when they get together, it's like a family. That's what Sama Kana, that's the one characteristic of the brand that I love the most, because they're not just people who create businesses and make money and things like that, but they're also a family, right? So now, before we go to our first guest, I want to go ahead and ask anybody who's watching us right now, tell us where you're watching us, so we know exactly how we're reaching you, if we're reaching you at all, in Southern California, in the Philippines. I want to know what province you guys are watching this from, and then also in what cities. And if you're if you have a business that you want to promote, I'll put it on the screen. I want to tell everybody who's watching because at the end of the day, a lot of the probably the Samakana family are watching this right now, and we're excited to try and bring two amazing vendors to this event. Now, before we go ahead and start with our first guest, let's go on a quick break. One of the supporters of Emporium, so I'm always trying to give credit where credit is due. So let me go ahead and bring up one of the supporters of Emporium, and here they are. It's a product from the Philippines called Terra Philippines. Now, that's one of the amazing brands that we currently have at the Emporium. And if you ever want to check that out, just please visit the Emporium, go to our website or any of the Instagram, any of the social media platforms that we currently have. So welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching live at the Emporium. Again, the name of this show is called Beneath the Canopy, where we're talking about, we're showcasing all of the different vendors that participate in Samakana events. And because they're all inspiring, they're all interesting. And speaking of interesting, I got to talk to this lady that I'm about to introduce to all of you just this weekend. We had an amazing story. We shared ideas and brainstorming how we can bring the culture in a more relevant way to the young people, so that people who are starving to know their roots and their heritage, this is something that they want to possibly buy. She's constantly participating in the Samakana event. So let me go ahead and introduce her to all of you. I want to make sure I read everything properly. Now, Mrs. the individual that you're about to meet, she's a Filipino American grandmother who is passionate about many things, particularly environmental education, Filipino language and culture. She got her BS Biology and MAED degrees at the Ateneo de Naga University, PBL certification at University of Pennsylvania, and children's book writing at UCLA. She is a science high school teacher at San Pedro High School, Los Angeles Unified School District. Without further ado, let's go ahead and bring it. I told these two ladies that we're going to meet just to have a good time. Tell your story, because a lot of people should know your story. So please welcome Jennifer Suzara Cheng.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Ferdinand. Thank you for having me. Hi, everyone. How are you doing today?
Hey, Jennifer, I am excited to have you here. So I've been talking too much already, but I wanted to make sure I do a proper introduction. So let's go ahead and tell your story and why are you doing what you're doing, and to also talk about your association with Samakana. So let me go ahead and turn the microphone or the camera onto you and start telling your story and tell everybody how amazing you are.
All right. So first and foremost, I have always wanted to be a writer since I was little. However, you know how it was in the Philippines. I was discouraged by my dad not to pursue that, and eventually, I took science major, and then after that, life happened, but being a writer was still in my heart. So, I was taking classes at UCLA Extension, but I never get the time to find the time to write. And so when pandemic happened, the time was given to me, and I got nothing else to do after work, and I was working from home, so I started writing. During the pandemic, I wrote 38 children's books. I have published 8. So after writing, what to do next? So I joined a lot of self-published author organizations and clubs and groups in online, and then I researched and I got to set up my own company. It's a small one. So I became the CEO of a Film Ecogramma, and then I self-published my own books, and I also publish other people's books. So I have a professor from UP, and she also had 2 books that was published with me, Miss Santos, and I am reselling the books that my daughter, who's a nurse, wrote during the pandemic as well. So when you talk about Why do you have to write bilingual? What's the urgency about that? At first, for me, it was just science. But then again, after I became a grandmother, I was thinking I should pass on the language to my grandson. That's the goal. So eventually, we would talk always on Zoom because, we can't travel at the time. And so having the bilingual, and he would laugh. And then, when you say my first book that was published, this is my first one. This also won an award for diversity. So what made it so special is that these books are actually soft bound. Okay, and this is, ladies and gentlemen, printed in United States. I know I can make more profit if I have it printed in China, but I did not. This is printed in the United States, good quality paper and good quality ink. And why is that? Because you know how children would kind of like eat the books when they're reading, okay? So it's safe using the high quality ink. Now, what I did was to have translation English and Tagalog, but as you're aware of, if you have read alphabet books, it always ends up with a Z, right? Always. But mine continues on to front load to the child a different category of animals, mammals, reptiles. Is it too early to teach them like that? Of course not. It's never too early. And so it continues with that. And also, amphibians, insects, and so on. And so we have here we are looking at all of these books, and I added the map of the Philippines so that you can tell your child, your grandchild, and I was born here. Yeah? Okay. And this is an inspiration that keeps me going because a lot of people who would drop by my booth would eventually tell me thank you for doing this, and some are excited, some doesn't even need introduction, I want this and that, as I give special offers as well. Now, when you talk about being a grandmother, it's happy grandparents day, by the way. It was yesterday. So when you talk about that, we always have these grandparents are more loving, and they don't say no to the grandkids, right? So giving them the you play a role, a very significant role in the life of your grandkids in United States. And why is that? Because you are the bridge between your US born grandchildren and our motherland. The language and the culture will never be established in their lives if we don't take the front row and give them that opportunity. So when you look at why would I be um, joining food caravan? Some of my friends were saying, why do you do that? Sometimes I'm the only non-food vendor, and it's okay. Sometimes there's a lot, and that's okay. And it's fun that I'm the only one who sells books. And they were like, oh, teacher Jenny, or teacher Jen, or tita, or ate, or Lola. So we have that. Why do I do that? Because during the pandemic, where do you find Filipinos looking for food that were not available in restaurants? And so I get to meet these inspiring individuals that are working on other jobs, but still find the time to prepare something from the homeland, from the home country. And so when you talk about authentic food such as sisig, barbecue, all of these are actually not usually found in the restaurant during pandemic. Okay, and you have to understand that these are people who are so inspiring by themselves because they're having another job, and they have their families, and still they have being entrepreneur. Eliza and I had this conversation. Eliza is the founder of Samakana, and we were talking in one of the pop-ups in the past, and we talk about how Filipinos, in essence, are not entrepreneurs. We are actually, we have jobs, right? And so seeing these young people, I would always say young because I know sometimes I'm the oldest probably, but it doesn't matter. So seeing them work so hard, preparing food, going to the market, budgeting, costing, pricing, selling, everything that they're doing, driving to the venue, and then setting up the tent, and you see all of those extremely inspiring individuals that I actually found a privilege to know. And there's a lot of them who can actually always trying to sell their food, their wares that they have worked hard to make. So what motivates me for writing my books? First of all, my grandson. Of course, it's always the sun rises and sets with him. And when I talk to him and he would say this word, I'm happy that he's actually learning Tagalog. He's actually enrolled in Kabataan Culture Tagalog class, and he's reading the books. And so he's pretty much, he's in the process, okay? And with food, it's easier, but with language, it's different. You need to expose the child to talk to other people who speak the language for them to acquire it. And so, um, when you talk about who would know what I'm writing, right? So I have joined a lot of groups and Sama Ka Na, Kusina on Wheels, and also the group in Menifee, and also the group that goes to Taipan. And so we have this a lot of people who are actually trying to have small business, and some of them, guess what, open up a restaurant. Some of them have opened up catering. Some of them have prospered into having 2 units of the same food that they serve, so they can pop up in 2 different places at the same time on weekends, husband and wife, brothers and sisters. And so it is amazing how people come in for food because, as Filipinos, our love language is food, right? And because of that, I figured I should join them. Not only because of the food, but I want to reach out to the community that I'm also exactly trying to reach out to them instead of them going to the bookstore. Let's face it, who goes to the bookstore these days? Very few, unless there's big event. But when they see the book available, it's heartwarming. So there is this. When I tell you a little story, there is this couple who was walking around. Who were like, "Oh, you're writing children's books." When our kids are little, we never had the resources for that. And I said, "Yes, yeah," because at the time there were none. And they said they don't want to buy the book because they don't have anyone to give it to, but they gave me $100. Like, here, thank you for doing what you're doing. I was like, oh my goodness. So I was very happy, and this little motivational encounter, uh, and it just inspired me to keep going. So last Saturday, we were in Cerritos for the Filipino American Friendship Day. And guess what happened? I was invited to in UCLA to set up a booth for the alumni, UCLA alumni. And then after that, I was invited by the Los Angeles County Public Library to provide books for 8 libraries. So all these little things that will not happen if little things and big things if I didn't join the um, pop up. And some of these people also in the pop ups, they would like recommend the books to their friends and family members, so they would come to see me, and it's just so inspiring. And you feel the love of people, and they would also, because me and my husband were not spring chicken. They would come and help us set up the tent, or ate, kuya, do you need help with this? And they're just so fun, and this is sincerely um, my because I work Monday to Friday, I teach, and you know how stressful teaching is. This is a de-stressing part of my life. So it's important that though the challenges, the weather, rain or sun, problem with temperature as well, but we get to like have people helping us with do you need electricity? Do you have generator set? Do you have fans? Do you need water? All these little things that actually contribute to the camaraderie of the group. So when you look at how, at the end of the day, people ask, why are you doing what you're doing? Why am I doing what I'm doing? My goal is to spread the language, spread the culture as well, and of course, providing the bridge that we have to provide opportunities and resources to the young Filipino Americans. Not only the language and the culture and the food, but more of the values that we actually are proud of as Filipinos. So, on October 2023 is the Philippine American History Month. I'm going to be publishing my first Kulturang Pinoy book that I wrote 2 3 months ago on during my spring break. And so this book will talk about the behavior, expected behavior, by modeling what a Filipino child is, even if they are not in the Philippines anymore, by being clean, by manopo, and all those little things like being respectful that we can actually show uh, the children. So it's important to know that there are some families that are looking for this. There are some families who married other partners from a different ethnicity, but you can feel that they're actually very thankful that there are books about this. So let me talk about my books now. So we have here, this is about, it's showing the slides about the books, plants, animals, numbers, shapes, and of course the vocabulary. So this is my bestseller here. Yeah, this is my bestseller. And then this one is the second bestseller for learning books. It's about vocabulary building. Okay, so a lot of words are foreign to the child. So the more that you expose them to, okay, give me baso, they would know what baso is, a glass, right? Even the accent. And so I have here common things in the house that they actually use. Okay, so but because I'm a science person and I love science so much, my first two storybooks were essentially science. Uh, I have here a tide pool, which is for those individual who wants hardbound copies. I have them as well. Okay, so this is in Tagalog and English, and so it talks about tide pool animals. Okay, so we have here it's beautifully and artfully. I'm very proud of this. The art is actually coming from it's being shown in the book. Okay, so right here, so we have okay, and so we have here my artist, the artist that I work with. He was my classmate. Mr. Basbas was actually uh, he actually, what do you call that, as an artist that I worked with since book one. This was my classmate in Ateneo long time ago. All right. So feel free to type in questions in the chat if you have any questions. The next speaker and I are will be very willing to answer all those questions. And so thank you very much for this opportunity to talk to you. All right. So
Can you hear me, Jennifer?
yeah.
Can you hear me, Jennifer? Okay,
Uh-huh.
perfect. Jennifer, I want to talk to you a little bit about, what you do. And so for those people, obviously there might be people watching you right now, and they're all friends and relatives. But I want to focus in on that mother or that father who wants to teach their young kids. They're Filipino, of course, but maybe they grew up here, just like me. I grew up here, and sometimes I lack the knowledge of teaching the when my kids were young, the traditions. I only picked up whatever I can pick up and from what I can remember. But like I said, I grew up here, and I say that with with pride, but at the same time, a certain sort of inadequacy, right? Because I didn't really get to really embrace my culture. Now, there are probably a lot of other young families right now who are probably wanting to do the same thing, right? So, what do you say about that? Don't you think that what you're doing now, that's why I'm excited for you because it's so relevant, not only in the content, but in the way you draw the books, right?
Okay. So, because I'm a teacher, first and foremost, I know I've been teaching for the last 30 plus years. So, what I did was to add, because this is basically front loading science in a conversation. So the conversations are not very long; they're like short ones. So you can have the voice of the child, and you can talk to them. And so it's very important that when you flip through that the text and the picture match, so you can actually pinpoint, right? So we have here English and then Tagalog, and this is not your conservative Tagalog academic one, academic Filipino. This is conversational, the one that we use when we talk to each other. And so I am aware that not all parents are science people. So if your child has a question, I provided facts at the end of the book. Okay. So if your child asks, Dad, what is a tide pool? So you have the answer right here. Why is it important to keep it clean? Then we provide the answer too. And then so you don't have to like, you Google the answer, it might be wrong or something. All right. And also added parts of the tide pool. And so, and let's talk about fun. If you make learning fun, you will actually have more interested students. And if you make reading fun with your children, your grandchildren, your nieces or nephew, they will love reading. Just the
Mm-hmm.
same. Okay? Thank you,
Well,
Ferdinand, for the question. I almost forgot about that.
no problem, no problem. Anybody watching you right now, they can sense how much you love what you do, and that's why I'm excited to tell the story because that is what you're trying to do. There's so much curiosity now about the Filipino culture. Like I was telling you yesterday when you and I were talking, not only the food, the celebrities, the politicians, the athletes. You see that, right? So there's a certain pride that's going on that the Filipinos are contributing to society, and they're bringing their flavor into this amazing country like the United States. So to me, I feel like there's this thing, this vibrancy that you're putting out there for people to understand how they're marrying the two cultures together, and also obviously delving into their other culture, because like I said, there's a certain lack of amazing books that really that plays on the relevancy of the way people consume it. I mean, there's been books written before. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that there's never been a book written about Filipino language and culture, but it's the way you put it together, and that's what excites me, and the way you create relevancy, Jennifer.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, with that being said, don't go away. Okay, we're going to go on a quick break, but we're going to introduce the vendor relations coordinator for Sama Kana, because now that they've gotten a little bit of a glimpse of the quality and the type of products and the type of people that go to these Sama Kana events. Then now I want to bring the vendor coordinator. Her name is Maui. She's gonna talk about the upcoming event. Talk a little bit about future events, as well as all the people participating in the event. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, a 30-second break, to again showcase the people supporting Emporium. So right now, Jennifer, just sit tight. Go ahead and go into our virtual green room, so to speak, and then I'll bring you in later after we finish off with our second guest. Okay? And thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Get ready for a wild ride with our 100% natural and ridiculously healthy products, straight from the farm to your cup. Our fresh fruits are like a party for your taste buds. It's your health, your choice, so why settle for anything less? Our vision? To awaken your consciousness about the incredible benefits of Mother Earth's natural gifts. It's time to reconnect with nature and embrace the wonder it offers. Our goal? To deliver products that honor the dedication of everyone involved. We cherish the sweat, love, and care poured into each root. So, join us in this journey towards vibrant well-being. It's time to nourish your body and soul.
Hey guys, we are back. So thank you so much for staying tuned and continue to support Emporium. And what I mean by support is just watching. And if you could hit that, that share button, I would be so grateful, because what we're trying to do here is not only trying to showcase Philippine-made products, services, and investments, but also trying to get these, entrepreneurs, these amazing people with amazing stories to go out there and for people to know about it. Not only the events that they chose to be in and why they chose this amazing event like Sama Ka Na, but also because they feel the need to actually get the word out about whether their amazing food, their products in terms of like arts and crafts or bags or anything like that. And we need to get it out there. We need people to go ahead and learn more about the ingenuity and the creativity of Filipino entrepreneurs. So, speaking of amazing entrepreneurs, the second, well, she's a guest, but she's here because we wanted her to talk about the upcoming events of Sama Ka Na. She is the premier vendor client relationship coordinator of Sama Ka Na. She gets all these things taken care of. I mean, I've seen her in action. Not only does she has her own company, Tatay Rice, that's what the name of the company, but she also does the coordination. That's a lot of work, lady. I don't know how the heck you do it. So I don't know what you eat. I don't know if you work out. I have no idea, except that I have to give kudos to you, give a round of applause, so to speak. And now I want to go ahead and have everyone meet who, introduce you and have them meet the one person. Well, obviously you have help too, but at the same time, you're the one who coordinates a lot of the things. And Eliza, along with the owner or the founder of Sama Ka Na, Eliza Licerna, you lot. So also, let's welcome not Eliza, but Maui of Tatay Rice, also the vendor coordinator or client coordinator for Sama Ka Na events. So please welcome Maui. Yay! Round of applause, right? Yay!
Hi, hello. I'm in a
Maui,
different
here's
setting
what we're gonna
every
do.
time. Yeah.
I know, I like it. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna let you go to do your thing, because I know you do this like no big deal to you. So let's go ahead and tell them about Sama Ka Na, all the people participating, and all that great stuff. And obviously, I want everyone to know about your own business too. So let's go ahead and get started, and then after that, we'll go introduce the second participant of the upcoming Sama Ka Na event on our latter part of this hour. Okay, so let's go ahead and have Maui, the wonderful Maui, talk about Sama Ka Na and the upcoming event.
Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? I hope I am being heard. Am I clear? I hope I'm clear. So as usual, I have my little mini me on camera. Last time that I was here on live, she was here too. So it's not complete without her. So, anyways, I wanted to invite everybody to come support us this coming Saturday, and we are gonna be in Anaheim. Anaheim is gonna be a 4 o'clock to 9 o'clock market. 2045 West Ball Road in Anaheim is the address, and we are going to be at West Anaheim United Methodist Church. This is right across St. Justin Martyr Church. So we have over 15 vendors, a mixture of food, non-food, services, specialty items, retail, you name it. We have a representative, and ilalabas po talaga natin ang sipag ng mga kapwa nating mga negosyanteng Pilipino para po dito sa event na to. So I want to thank Ate Jen for actually agreeing to do this with the Emporium, and of course Mikey for later on. So they've been with us for a little bit, and I'm very very proud that they have been vendors of Samakana Caravan. Side note though, it was just Mikey's birthday, so happy birthday, Mikey. I hope that you have fun during this live. Um, but I just wanted to enumerate the vendors that are coming with us on Saturday. Yours truly, Tatay Rai, will be there. At Tatay underscore Rai is the name of my page. And then we also have on Guest Kitchenomics. We have Loves Asian Cuisine. We have crowd favorite, Wow Taho. We also have Juice for a Cause. And then we also have MS Baked Goodies. Bacolod's Best Chicken in a Asal of Los Angeles, Max and Lucy, who hails all the way from the Valley. We have Lanera, and then we have the Our Kitchen and the Beauty Series by Charlene. We have Onezo Bubble Tea. We have Alae Express. We have Minandal. And then we also have Pajamas by Jane Paul Essentials. We have I Am Worldwide. We have Salad Master. And then Phil Am Ecogramma of Ate Jen. Gifts by Bing. These are specialized bayong bags. And then we also have Pabili Assorted Filipino Goods. And then last but not least, we have Little Pinay Shop. So once again, if you are a vendor, if you want to try to dabble into small business pop-ups, follow at Samakana Events or go to samakanaevents.com. We have the website live for everyone for convenience. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or Eliza for any future events. We're very, very easy to find. We're on Facebook Messenger and our information's on the webpage. Again, samakanaevents.com and on my personal page at Tatay underscore Rai. Thank you so much.
Maui, I have to
Yes.
ask you. So, what do you eat? I mean, how do you have so much energy, girlfriend?
You know, I have three kids. So, when you keep up with the three kids, there's you wind up with the you ball it all up para meron ka pang energy to last
Yeah,
you
no, I
to
know.
the end of the day.
I know you have three kids. That's what makes you amazing because I've seen you work the Samakana events, right? I mean, you do it out of labor of love. I love the fact that it's a family affair. You know, your kids are there. And by the way, I have to give you credit. Your daughter, I think she's a mini me. You know, she's your mini me.
My daughters
She's
are, yeah.
Yeah, they're like I spoke to one of them. I don't know if she's the youngest one or what, but I was talking to her. So are you someday gonna own Tatay Rice? She goes, yeah. she said it
Well,
with
she's
so
gonna
much.
have
She
her
went. She said
own,
it with so much.
my
Yeah.
yeah. She's over there. She's over there, but she's listening right now, and she knows exactly what we're talking about. But anyways, you ask me why I do what I do. I'm just very very passionate kasi alam natin paano magsimula. And pag walang tutulong
Well,
sa mga nagsisimula,
yung
mahirap.
yung
So,
Maui yung ginagawa mo talaga importante sa mga taong maging negosyante ano. They really need that. They really need encouragement, they need support, and they need creativity. All you and Eliza obviously that was what you constantly provide. Eliza uh, creating because of her need to want to help and this always have permeated yung mga shows that family and you continuously are full of energy to do that. So anyway, with that being said, I want to thank you for stepping in because I know that Eliza had an emergency and I hope whatever it is she's okay. But at the end of the day, I welcome you both. Always be on the show. You're always being
thank you.
very vivacious. I get excited every time you talk about anything. So anyway, you want to say something, a parting. Well, maybe you can come back a little bit later. I mean, I'm gonna invite you
I
back
can't come
in,
back
but
later, but I
if
do
there's
want to
something that you want to go
say,
ahead and tell everybody.
well, something different is happening on Saturday in Anaheim. We actually have live performances. We have three performances. We have two acoustic performers. One would be sideshow, sideshow stereo, and then we have fragments acoustic band, and then we also have a DJ session by Bella. DJ Bella will be there. So we have a slew of things happening. You have an shaded eating area. Um, there's street parking, but there's also venue parking, so it should be convenient for all. Short period lang naman po to, so 4 o'clock to 9 o'clock. So samantalahin nyo na. We have better weather this coming Saturday. Thank you, God. We're not hitting the 90s, so we have really good weather pagdating po
Yeah,
ng
so
gabi. So,
you're
Anaheim po tayo.
you're doing you've added so much to it. You've added so much to it, Maui. So, I know you're busy, so I'm going to let you go. And thank you for stepping in and telling everyone who's going to be there, what's going to happen. And people should be excited. Like you said, the weather's getting better. So, with that being
Sabi
said,
ko
Maui, thank you
talaga.
so much. And then I will.
Thank you. If we hit
Huh?
1,000 responses, kakanta talaga ako sa event.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I would start singing myself.
Yeah. Right?
All right.
Well, thank
I'll
you
talk
so
to you
much for having me
later, Maui.
again.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, everybody. So now I'm excited to go on to our next guest. But before we go to our next guest, let's go again, acknowledge some of the supporters of Emporium. So with that being said, if you're ever interested in bringing products from the Philippines and you need a good forwarder, she is one of, her name is Nancy Marquez. She's part of this amazing company that I'm about to show you. So if you're interested in bringing products from the Philippines, you need to talk to Nancy Marquez of RAF. Here is their commercial. This next guest, I'm excited to introduce you to her. She's sort of maybe nervous, or maybe she's just really excited to be here. But at the end of the day, I am glad because she has an amazing story. So let me tell you a little bit about our next guest. Mikey is the owner and head baker of Lanera Bakery. Okay, Lanera Bakery. Obviously, she's all on the social media. She's on all of the social media platforms, right? Where her passion in baking that started when she was 15. Mikey pursued and took up professional culinary baking and pastry arts from the Global Culinary and Hospitality Academy in the Philippines. Mikey shared her career as a future hospitality professional at the Peninsula Manila, and later on worked at the Grand Hyatt Manila after she graduated. She then started her own business from home in 2020 during the pandemic here in SoCal, after migrating until she found her way to Sama Kana Caravan. So you're seeing the connection here. So without further delay, let me go ahead and introduce to you all. Please, obviously I can't hear you guys clap, but please welcome Mikey Cruz.
Hi, good evening, Ferdinand.
Mikey.
Good evening, everyone. And magandang umaga po sa lahat watching from the Philippines. Thank you for having me here.
No problem, Mikey. I'm not going to talk too much because I'm a big fan so far of your culinary artistry, right? So let's talk about that right away. But remember, start off by talking about a little bit who you are, why you chose Sakana, and what inspires you, because you have such amazing stories. So I'm going to go ahead and turn over the camera to you right now.
Yes, hello everyone. So, yeah, I started my Lanera during the pandemic. Um, to start it off, I just migrated here in the US, here in California last January 2020. And then after a couple of months, everything closed down. And I haven't even had the time to apply for a job. So I was just stuck at home. So I don't know what to do, but I wanted to bake for my family. So I kept on baking because that's what I do. I started baking when I was just 15 years old. So I love baking cupcakes. I love baking cakes. I just love making sweets for the family. So pag desserts, sagot ko yan. Sagot ko yan for the family. And then the trend was there. The trend was going into selling from home. So I thought of it as like, why not try it, right? So I tried. I started with actually the Sylvanas, the classic Sylvanas. And then actually when my dad saw how I make it, sabi ng dad ko, hindi ba mahirap gawin yan? But, you know, I enjoy doing it, even if it's so mahirap, if it's so like, it takes so much time to make. And then my mom suggested, you also make the ube cheese pandesal. So I made it. I tried to make the halaya from scratch because when you buy it from the store, you know, you cannot control the sweetness level. So I tried to do it on my own. And then I just started selling at Facebook Marketplace. I had no idea how to sell. I just post whoever sees and then order and then pick up from home. And then when I saw that there was demand, I decided to put up my own business, to make my own social media. And I really made sure to put something very Filipino in the name of my business. So I thought of like, oh, since I always make leche flan din, why not make lanera? So I tried just to be creative out of it and thought of lanera. So then I just again just started posting on Instagram and Facebook. And then I just saw Sama Ka Na posting caravans through the so-called Pinoy Facebook group. So I tried to message Miss Eliza if I can join. And so she welcomed me and I started to join the trunk sales. So I'm so honored and privileged to be a part of Sama Ka Na ever since March 2021. So this one, from the trunk sales every weekend, we just go to like parking lots of groceries and then people will just grab and go from us. And then eventually everything opened and then we moved to doing the pop-up scene, which is what we do today. So during the pop-up scene, everything actually every weekend is a challenge. You know, doing pop-ups is can be so overwhelming in the fact that it is physically draining, especially that our line is food. So we wake up really early to prepare the food. We sleep very late just to make sure that everything is prepared on the day of the pop-up. So the inspiration that I draw onto is actually the customers who has been with us ever since from the beginning until now. Actually I still get surprised and minsan hindi pa rin po ako makapaniwala that some customers still orders from us from the very beginning, from March, from 2020 up until now. They still get pandesal from us. And then also the Sylvanas, especially the Sylvanas. I have customers who regularly gets their supplies from me, personal supplies from home. So whenever they run out of Sylvanas, they'll just call me, message me, and then they'll just pick up from me. And Sama Ka Na is such a big uh, role. I would really say that Lanera wouldn't be Lanera without Sama Ka Na. Sobrang laki po talagang factor and role ng Sama Ka Na sa business ng Lanera. Especially not only to me, but to everyone in the caravan scene for helping us. We help each other for putting up this kind of community. I would like to, acknowledge and thank Miss Eliza and Ate Maui for always making schedules, for always trying their best to help us and put up events for us. And actually, it's really fun. We're like a family. Every weekend we spend together. We spend time together. After pop up, may konti kaming kwentuhan, and we check on each other. It's not just like selling and then done. No, we really make time to check up on each other if we're okay, and then we celebrate birthdays together. So it's really good. It's really inspiring to be a part of this kind of community, especially we're all Filipinos. We help each other. Mainly, this started during the pandemic, and we're still doing it until now. So I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful to be a part of this kind of family and community. Sir Ferdinand, I think you're on mute.
Yeah, I make it a habit. I, for whatever reason, maybe I really don't want to talk. That's why I put myself mute. But Mikey? What I like about some of your products, you're very creative. Look at the products that you
Thank
have there
you.
on the video. These are all delicious, and I haven't had dinner yet, so I'm actually satisfied as I watch this thing. And a lot more people should actually focus on what you do, like that one. What was that one that in the cup? What was that about?
Yeah, so
What was in the
actually
cup, Mikey?
we currently have 15 items on the menu, and that yellow cup is actually the mango graham float.
So why don't you, while I'm showing the video, why don't you describe some of these amazing creation of yours so people would want to go there and try it? So I'm going to play the video and go ahead and feel free to discuss what those products are and what they're made of and which one is your best.
Yes, of course. So, of course, our bestseller is the Sylvanas. We only have the classic for now. The classic Sylvanas is made out of cashews and meringue with French buttercream inside. It's like a frozen cookie. So, I would describe it as a frozen Filipino cookie. And the next on top of the list is the ube cheese pandesal. As I have mentioned earlier, the ube cheese pandesal, the halaya is homemade, so I make sure that it is not that sweet and it's not that salty. So it's just a balanced mixture of sweet and salty with the halaya and the cheese. Of course, that's crowd favorites, the ensaimadas. We also have the classic, and we now just showcase the ube ensaimada, also made out of homemade ube halaya. We also have, of course, the mango graham float, the star of the show. Every caravan we get sold out with that. We also have refreshments like halo halo, banana con hielo. We also have mango quencher, pineapple cooler. We also have crepes and churros. And then our newest item, the ube sago shake. So perfect for summer to cool you down. So I'm really excited. Every weekend, every Saturday, we are so excited to meet new customers, returning customers, supporters, going into caravans and pop-ups and enjoying their weekend with us.
The food is amazing. I don't need to keep repeating. Obviously, it's so amazing, right?
Thank
So to
you.
me, what if I were to, if you were to describe your style of baking, what would it be? I mean, what is it? I mean, I know you like to be more on the side because with me, I like desserts that are not too overwhelming. It's just like a certain balance. But if you were to describe your style of making your baked goods, what would it be, Mikey?
Well, thank you for that question. Actually, my parents are my biggest critics. Oh my gosh, my dad is actually a senior citizen now, and is on the boundary side, team sugar, anti-sugar. So I always make sure when I make new products, they try it, and when they approve of it, I release it to the market. So, of course, one of the main characteristics of making an item is something that I would personally eat. So, of course, what I look into a bread is something soft, something not too sweet, not too overpowering. So, I really make sure that it's not too sweet and friendly to seniors, to the ones who wants to eat sugar pero ayaw ng masyadong matamis. And I would also take note that
No, I like.
all my breads are always freshly baked. I really wake up early in the morning, sometimes no sleep. When the pop-up is really early, we always make sure that everything is freshly baked in the morning. So quality first.
Um, that is impressive because, like I said to you, sometimes when you go to a pop-up event, people don't know the story, the work that you put in to make those breads. They just think it just magically appears. So that's why when you go to a
Yeah,
pop-up
that's so
event,
true.
right? Boom, like all of
Yeah.
a sudden they think, oh, it's all good. But it's not. I mean, there's a lot of work. So when you go to a pop up event, you go to a vendor, just admire the artistry. Someone like a Mikey Cruz who will take the time to make sure that not only does the food taste good, it's healthy or at least fresh, in terms of that. I mean, everybody has a different definition of healthy. I don't really care. I just know what I like, right? So, Mikey, so all the stuff that you just showed, those are all traditional Filipino. Most of them are traditional Filipino desserts, and I love it. And you created it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, everything is made from scratch. I really put my heart and hard work into everything that I do. So before selling it, I make sure that everything is okay, especially from my parents. If there's a go signal, go.
Well, yeah, your parents did well. I mean, they raised you, and and that's what I like, the dynamics of the culture, the Samakana events, the family. You imbibe that, and I love the fact that you are so connected with the Samakana group because that's what does makes it different. So let me go ahead now that we did your segment, we talked about Lanera. Let me go ahead and bring back Jennifer, and so we can end the show together, so we can all try to invite the people to go to the event this coming Saturday, and then also let's look at to see who's actually made comments on the screen. Okay,
Hello.
Jennifer, you're
Go,
back.
Mikey.
Okay,
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna echo what Mikey said about the samahan ng Samakana. So we are very thankful for Eliza's leadership, Maui, and then Ange, and then Anna. So sometimes they take turns in being coordinators, and so it's very important when you forgot something, you always ask that you have may gunting ka ba, or
Yes.
you have a tape, or you have a pen, you have a sharpie. So we're always sharing, and yeah, when there's like my husband actually collapsed, everyone helped. So it's yeah, it's heartwarming to be with everyone, and so whenever I can't go to the event, I feel sad because I have to do something else, right?
let me go ahead and let me go ahead and briefly just show the people who have tuned in to hear your story, because I'm touched when the people that you work with, they already know you, right? They already know your story, but at the end they still watch the show and support it. And that's what I love about Samakana events. So let me go ahead and acknowledge the people that are watching, so you guys can keep talking while I'm showing the people that have been watching. Okay, so go ahead and continue to maybe invite your followers, Mikey, Jennifer. Tell them, again, to go to this Saturday event, because that's what we're here. We're trying to create awareness not only of your products and your and the event. That's what we're trying to do. So go ahead and invite everyone that you could think of inviting. Say hello to everyone while I show some of the banners or some of the people that have been watching. Okay.
All right. So Mikey, you wanna invite them to our event
Yes,
this
sige po.
Saturday?
Yes, so yes, we're going back to Anaheim this Saturday. It is actually our third time in this location, and the people never stops on supporting us. So maraming salamat po. We hope to see you again this coming Saturday from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Hindi na ganun kainit as mentioned by Ate Maui. The weather is good, thank God. So we hope to see you. Busog ka na, may entertain ka pa because there are entertainers live bands this coming Saturday. And we have over 15 vendors. So there's so many vendors to choose from ulam, appetizer to dessert. We got you. Kaya see you po this Saturday. Thank you so much po for having us.
Yeah. Also, there's a lot of non-food vendors too, yung merchandise. So, I have books, and then I also sell ginseng coffee, and then we share tent with Gifts by Bing. They sell bayong on a lower price, and also they're gonna sell shirts and Philippine product shirts and sugarcane juice, and also we have, I forgot, sino pa yung non-food? Um, yeah, so there's other non-food vendors too. So please come and enjoy the food, the entertainment, and go shopping and have fun. We also have covered tents. You won't be under the sun when you eat, and you eat with your family. And we have chairs provided as well. So we take turns in volunteering extra tents. We It's gonna be fun, and the live entertainment last Saturday was amazing too, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Always fun. Always fun. We will make your Saturdays worth it. So,
exactly.
also aside from this coming Saturday po, I just want to add, we always go on different cities every weekend, almost every weekend. So, dun po sa malayo sa Anaheim, we hope to see you in your city soon. So, just follow Sama Ka na Caravan and Events on Facebook and our personal vendor accounts, and you will see our schedules po. Salamat po.
Yeah, and of course, para wag maubusan, mag-pre-order na, 'di ba?
Tama, tama,
May
yon.
pre
Oh
may
yeah.
pre-order ako. I was so happy. I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yes.
Well,
Congrats,
you
Teacher
have to. You
Jenny.
guys are definitely you're definitely getting more popular. The event's getting more popular thanks to Maui, but also for obviously Eliza for creating such an atmosphere of family, right? So I'm happy for all of you guys, and I like to in my own way try to support what you guys are doing by doing these live shows, because at the end of the day, people need to be aware that yeah, there's people underneath that canopy that work so hard, whether it be food or non-food vendors, to be there to create something for themselves, their family, and then hopefully, obviously, make a difference in the community and see that people are doing something good. And this is just our humble way of trying to showcase that in our own little humble show. So, with that being said, again, this Saturday from 4 to 9 o'clock, right, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
4 to
Can I
9.
say last
Okay,
statement? Yeah. So, ladies and
sure, of
gentlemen,
course.
remember, when you support a small business entrepreneur, you're supporting a dream. Thank you.
All right, guys. So we went over a little bit, but it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, I'm just excited for all the people who have watched, listened to your story. Hopefully, one of them got inspired, because I feel like there's always one that's watched that's sort of on the verge of doing their own thing, right? Like they want to maybe have their own restaurant or have a product that they want to sell. And sometimes, just sometimes, that when they watch the show, and I've experienced this, they get motivated by the people in the show because they know the story. If they can do it, not to say that they want to be better than them. I'm just saying that if they feel that they can relate to this person, they tend to want to make that leap. And that's why I'm hoping that Sama Kana will always be there, ready to catch these aspiring entrepreneurs to do something for them, to get out of their comfort zone, so to speak, and have a platform like this, like Sama Kana. But you guys are in your own way, in your own way. You guys are amazing. As much as Samakana does a lot for the group, you guys have established something amazing. So thank you so much. I want to thank both of you for taking the time to be here and talking not only about Samakana, but also talking about your bakery, your publish, your books, Jennifer. I mean, I told you I'm excited for your book, and I'm also excited for Nera's baked goods. So hopefully I'm able to go this Saturday. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys again, and I hope to see you guys soon, and then maybe drop by again to be in the live stream. Okay, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much, Sir Ferdinand.
Bye, Mikey. Bye again. Bye. Oh, I just want to
You.
go ahead and show the last comment. The last comment that we have here was from Marita Abad. She just basically said again, what did she say? Mikey. So that's what she said, Marita. All right, guys. We're gonna call it done, or that's a wrap, as they say, and then we'll go ahead and hopefully, like I said, we see each other again. So, with that being said, bye everybody. Have a good rest of the week. Jennifer, Mikey, have a good rest of the
See you
week too, and enjoy
Saturday.
Saturday.
Thank
See
you.
you. Thank you so much. We look forward to
Thank you.
seeing you.